If I was asked by anybody who's a business owner or a leader about investing in the work of Strozzi Institute, I would have an unqualified endorsement.
Strozzi Institute is designer of organizations, of people, of practices.
I would recommend the Strozzi training to any individual who is committed to his or her own success in life and the ability to be a leader in that as opposed to a reactor and responder.
There's no doubt in my mind that these practices build effective leaders, and effective leaders build effective organizations.
When teams and individuals come to us, we don't offer a cookie-cutter approach. We listen very, very carefully to what they want, where they're going, what they want to have accomplished, and we design special programs for them to achieve those ends. So it's not just something that we pull off the shelf, but we do specific coaching, specific courses, and we either have them here on our 13-acre campus in Petaluma or on their site.
One of the presenting challenges for us was being able to have the difficult conversations. So kind of a risk-averse group.
I was given a very interesting challenge to lead a complicated organization in pharmaceutical R&D. To meet that challenge, I needed to form a very trusting, cohesive team.
Trust is a fundamental element of social capital for a leader. Without trust, it's very difficult to mobilize people, motivate people, and have them coordinate together. We build practices for people so that they're more trustworthy in the eyes of others, especially when you're in a political environment, in the business setting, where people are being very careful or putting the spin on things, and people get uneasy about that. We tell them how they can be straight with each other and move the action forward.
The Strozzi Institute practices that we carried out as a team built an enormous amount of trust. They do put people together into movement together as a team, which translates into more openness, support from each other, and a willingness to tackle tough issues with a high degree of trust and interaction. The most amazing thing that's happened is that for the last 3 years, this organization within this pharmaceutical company exceeded its productivity goals. I feel that the practices that built this cohesive team led to our enhanced productivity.
Individuals and teams come to us for a number of different reasons. There's a dysfunctional team. There's two teams that want to come together. There's teams that see a possibility, or maybe people are training a group of emerging leaders that they're trying to develop. We're trained observers, and we're able to point out to them what's working and what isn't working, and what's invisible to them, and so therefore they can't make changes or choices inside that. At the same time as they're learning these skills, they're learning it inside of their business concerns. So just not learning for learning's sake. What they're learning is applicable in the moment directly to what they're doing in their organizations.
I began working with Strozzi Institute about 10 years ago on various projects. A couple of different places. One individually with Richard. He worked with my business partner at the time and I, really to help us define how we were as business partners. It was very, very powerful to actually have a coach, and a mentor that helped us, I think, resolve a bunch of things that were really key to how we were with our employees.
Leadership is a performing art. It's very important as a leader to be able to be aware of the mood you're setting, how you're showing up, how your body is in the moment, since most of communication is through body language. So the awareness that each team member, and myself included, got from these practices gave us the ability to connect more effectively with colleagues, gave us the ability to be strong customers and be clear about what we want and what our expectations are, gave us the ability to provide helpful feedback in a productive and constructive way, while at the same time being very aware of the impact that our words and our bodies are having on the other people.
Our promise is when people go through our course of study, when they learn from us, they become different actors in the world. They can take more effective action, they can have more direct conversations, they build more trust with people, they show up more authentically, they're able to manage mood, and this allows people to coordinate more effectively with them and mobilize more effectively with them. What distinguishes us is that our clients leave and they're able to take actions they previously couldn't take. That's very different than sitting in front of a PowerPoint presentation, reading case histories, having conversations, and you might be smarter about it, you might be able to say something, but you really can't take a different action.
My team worked with Richard Strozzi Heckler for 4 years. We did specialized work that really include most of the practices that are in the basic Strozzi Institute courses. So we did physical practices, centering was one of the fundamentals. We did grabs, extensions, we made declarations, commitments. We provided each other with assessments. We learned how to hold each other with dignity. All of these activities, even though some people had a lot of initially problems with why are we doing these physical practices, led to a cohesive team, and the assessments from the team members has been, this is the best team I've ever been on.
With our key management team, we started to be able to build the practices of making assessments and how we listen, how we gave and received negative assessments. So without calling it management training, we did a lot of work that I really think helped build our team together and sort of integrate us.
What was gained from the training for all of the participants was a common grounding and framework from which we could all, if you will, speak the same language, so that our efforts at being more collaborative and integrated in our work, our efforts at having the difficult conversations, and our efforts at just leading the organization was done from a common platform, common language, and that really did empower everyone.
I've always been a very successful, effective leader in whatever area I took on. I was a professional athlete, I was an educator, and I've always had a really good amount of success. But there was always something missing in the work I did. I refer to it kind of as leadership from the neck up. You know, I was very intelligent and very resourceful in terms of finding what are the latest theories and disciplines and what do they tell you about leadership. But the part that I wasn't as astute with was, how does the whole body convey a leadership's power or lack thereof? And through friends that had attended Strozzi Institute and came back, and I saw how there was something about the way in which they led, the additional dimension of using their body in addition to their mind, that really impressed me and ignited my curiosity. So I went there to add to my already successful inventory of skills and found that this whole notion of using somatics in the body as a dimension of leadership was the missing link.
There's the theoretical ideas and concepts of the training, and then there's the connecting that to the real life, real work, real world. And in many other trainings that doesn't happen. You get great theory and then you have to figure out how to implement, or you get great practice, not necessarily founded in theory.
I've been able to flourish with this work in ways that I haven't found in any other discipline.
It enabled us to do our work in half the time.
This work is powerful,
Grounded.
moving.
It enabled us to have tremendous joy in our work.
Our standard for success, our bottom line, is that people can take an action they previously couldn't take. When they go back to their organizations, their teams, people look and say, you're different. You're acting in a very different way, and this is much better for the team and much better for the organization. There's ways that we're able to take more effective action now. This is terrific. Keep it up.